Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, let me talk to you about something. I'm not religious, but I do believe in, a certain level of spirituality. I believe in karma. And a lot of people out there are. I have no knock against that. I was raised in a religious household until I was 16 years old, and I learned some good things from it. But religion is something that's debatable. A lot of people talk about it, and it can be one of those touchy situations. So I really don't talk about it like that unless I'm speaking from my experience on here. And I hope you guys understand that. But today I want to talk about something that happened in my home city, Houston, Texas. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? And this right here is hard for me to believe. This guy right here is a pastor, 39-year-old pastor Robert L. Smith of Houston, Texas. Now, his church will be named in the news article I'm going to show you. But this guy right here, a pastor, has been arrested and accused of R-wording a girl since she was 7 years old. And get this, guys, he did it at least 600 times from the age 7 up until now. She's 22 years old. In a 15-year period, he was doing this to this girl. Now, on this channel, before I play this news clipping, I'm going to take my time with this, and I'm going to try to be as open as possible. Stuff like this happens in all different type of religions and all different type of sectors. But when somebody who has a title in the church uses that position under the anointment of God to do devilishment, there is no excuse for that whatsoever. People like this should have a special place in the punishment system because they use their hierarchy and their divine status to do evil on others. I have no tolerance for this. And there's no punishment strong enough to where somebody that does things like this can really suffer like the ones that they cause the suffering to. I'm going to play this video clip. We're going to come back and I'm going to read you this small article that doesn't include a lot of stuff you heard in this video. Check it out and let's get on this when we come back.
And bond has been set for a Houston area pastor accused of raping a child for years and eventually impregnating her.
39-year-old Robert Carter turned himself into authorities early this morning after a warrant was issued for his arrest. Michelle Choi joins us live from probable cause court with the very disturbing allegations here. Michelle.
Yeah, Mia, disturbing and heartbreaking. I'm told the victim is a family member, and according to court documents, the abuse began when she was just 7 years old. We have to warn you, some of the details are graphic. Just hours after turning himself in, Robert Carter faced a judge in probable cause court.
Mr. Carter, you are here because of 2 warrants that were issued for your arrest.
Carter is charged with continuous sexual abuse of a child and sexual assault of a child. His total bond set at $200,000.
And the victim in this case alleges that she was sexually abused from the age of 7, did not conclude until the age of 19, with the sexual encounters occurring hundreds of times.
Court docs allege Carter told the victim, "No one will believe you, and if you do tell, I'll tell them that you came to me and did this." It goes on to say the abuse happened at least 600 times, taking place at Carter's home, in a grocery store parking lot, and at churches, including at the Greater Bible Way Church in Sunnyside, where court documents state Carter worked. We stopped by that address earlier today, and the building there appeared to be abandoned. The charges also state the victim secretly had Carter's baby in a closet when she was 16 years old, and Carter took the baby to a firehouse. According to Houston area activist Candace Matthews, she says Carter has been a longtime bishop and pastor. She sent us a statement from the victim's father, who did not want to speak to us on camera, but said in part, quote, "I'm glad the perpetrator is in custody and we will let the justice system take care of the rest." He also shared his daughter, now an adult, was not planning on getting the child back. As for Carter, who we learned has a 14-year-old son and has also worked in hospice care for nearly 2 decades, bond conditions were set for him, during which he asked the judge this question.
Yes, sir.
And also prohibit you from going to church services.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man right here, Pastor Robert L. Smith, is nothing more but common trash. I'm going to read you this article by clickthehouston.com, Channel 2, KPRC2. Shout out to them. It's a small excerpt. It has a lot of what you heard already, but it has a couple of details that I thought were interesting. And it reads as follows. A Houston area pastor accused of R-wording and impregnating one of his underage family members is now in custody and appeared in court on Monday. KPRC2 first reported about Robert L. Carter last week when an arrest warrant was issued for the 39-year-old. He has since been charged with sexual conduct, assault on a child between the ages of 14 and 17, and continuous sexual abuse of a child. His bond was set at $100,000. According to the arrest warrant obtained by KPRC News 2, Carter started assaulting the child when she was 7 years old in 2008. Court documents showed the assault continued through the child's late teens, happening more than 600 times. It stated that Carter would go into the child's room, make her perform sexual acts on him on a nightly basis. The warrant added that the abuse got worse over the years and that it would happen in multiple locations, including her home, when everyone was asleep, Carter's grandmother's home, and behind the HEB parking lot before dropping the victim off at school. The document also says Carter would bring the victim to the Greater Bible Way Church in Sunnyside, where he had an office, and he would R-word her. When the girl turned 16, the warrant said she had Carter's baby. Allegedly, he dropped their baby off at a fire station. The victim, who is now in her 20s, reportedly working to get the child back into her custody. Carter is listed on the Black Preachers Network as a bishop and a senior pastor. Ladies and gentlemen, this story right here really infuriates me. It infuriates me on a bunch of different levels. But before I get into that, let me state this. This man, Robert L. Smith, is prohibited. Hear this. He's prohibited from churches if he's released from jail. Prohibited from churches, schools, and anywhere that children are present. Supposedly he got a 14-year-old son. Also, he can't only see his son under supervision. And you tell me if that was worth messing this girl's life up. I'm going to tell you, this makes me mad on so many different levels. The first thing is this. When we were younger, a lot of times, us that are old school, when we would be acting out or we would be coming up, they try to give us some type of stability or order in our life of the knowledge of good and evil. So they would do what? Send us to church, try to give us what? Christian values, so on and so forth. Depending on what religion you were, the religion represented order, something you could rely on in your day-to-day struggles as a human being on this planet, knowing that there's someone or something higher than you that's giving you the power to get up and experience life, the good and the bad. It all comes down to faith. This guy used that as being someone from the church or someone being used by the Lord, the higher power, to guide people, lost sheep, through the promised land or whatever. And he's doing this. This is messed up. Messed up. 7 years old. You start, what do you have? What does a 7-year-old have that a grown-up don't? They're not even matured, or I don't even want to get into that, but you know what I'm saying? This right here is stalking predatory behavior. A family member at that. This is a family member. Somebody that shares your DNA, comes from the same path as you in your bloodline, and you do her like that. Said the girl got impregnated, y'all. Had a baby in the closet. I've been in delivery rooms where my wives have had children several times. The screaming, the hollering. I've seen them pass babies and look in their eyes and their pupils are fully dilated from the pain of childbirth. And you had this girl in a dark closet for the first time having a baby that she shouldn't have had by you. You can imagine the fear in her eyes and what she went through. Then you take the baby and run to a firehouse and discard it using your status. Oh, I found this baby. I'm pastor such and such church. What? This is ultimate evil. This is ultimate evil. First of all, that baby was yours. And you cast it off like it was nothing. Why? Because it was just a byproduct of your sin and your lust. This guy right here was never a real pastor. And what's messed up is a lot of people, older people, believed in him. And a lot of them got egg on their face right now. I'm sure he could have got any woman he wanted. You know what I'm saying? He a pastor. A lot of women like pastors. He's an upright standing citizen, a man of the cloth or a man of the Lord, all this stuff. And you know he played that up. You taking her in the church in your office and doing her dirty in the house of the Lord? Come on, man. That right there, let me know that you were just using that position for your own selfish needs, and you never believed in the God that you wanted other people to serve and give tithes to you to help you with your grand hustle. This is the stuff I'm talking about. This is messed up. Y'all notice he was in court, sitting there by himself, looking all sad and stuff. What did you not see with him? Legal representation. His own dad sold him out. You heard that? And I ain't gonna comment, but let the justice system do what they do. You understand what I'm saying? I give him respect. My son know better. Don't come to me with that. Don't come to me with that. You jumped in the den. Now sleep with them wolves. Because you was a wolf in sheep clothing the whole time. You sitting up there all distinguishing your pictures. Senior pastor. I'm a bishop. Of what? Of what? Man, did you hear him at the end? Dumb as hell. Does that mean I still can't go to church? Does that mean I can't go to church? God don't want you where he at. I guarantee you, he done already told the devil, this one, he's all yours. You can have him. 600 times from age 7 to 17. Some of us won't have sex 600 times in our whole lifetime. And here this girl, not even 18 years old, she experienced a lifetime of craziness and trying to recover a baby from a dude she shouldn't have had it from anyway. You don't think her life is messed up a little bit? From that young age, all the way up, being touched inappropriately. I wonder how she sees physical love and all this stuff when dealing with somebody. It has to be some type of trauma there, physically and mentally. There are a lot of people out here that watch me that know somebody or have went through this. Ladies, y'all can attest to this because, I mean, some of y'all told me your stories. And you know, I ain't going to say nothing about it or whatever. But, I mean, stories like this need to be told. They need to be told. This is BS at its highest point. He used his position Listen, a lot of y'all don't know what HEB is if you're not from Texas. HEB is just a major supermarket like Albertsons or Kroger's, but it's a really big supermarket. He's entrusted to taking this girl to school to get an education like everybody else her age goes and does. Oh, we'll leave a little bit early. He take her behind a desolate place to perform a sex act on him before she goes to school. He did this for years, creeping in the room. She stayed at the grandma's house. Here, he there too. Every time, I bet you, every time she was around him, just the creepiness and the chills on her, and nobody was coming to save her. You heard what he said. If you ever say something about it, remember they always put that fear factor on these kids. You say something about it, I'm going to say it was you that did it. How is a 7-year-old girl going to come on to you? But man, listen. He turned himself in. No lawyer. Big bad bishop and pastor. You ain't got legal representation? Sat right in there. Knew you was in trouble. That show you a dimwit. You ain't even coming in with legal representation and fight the court case. Can I still go to church? Oh, you need the Lord now? No, you don't. You need an obituary with your name on it. You don't even need a casket. Dig a hole, throw him in it. Look at the flowers. For real. Man, this upsets me. This upsets me. This upsets me, man. I'm done talking about it. But man, this guy right here. Now, a lot of y'all say, oh, when he go to jail and stuff like that, when people go to jail, they get punished and all this stuff. This is the type that gets it. Y'all wondering? This is the type that get it when he get in there. Because what he did, messed up. When they show that paperwork, he can forget it. He can forget it. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I hope this girl gets her child back and she has I can't even say a full recovery because she can't recover from this. But I hope she gets some type of sanity in the mind and she can live a fulfilling life. Her and this child. And just, man, this guy, man. Y'all feel what I'm saying? I'm out.